And we are back. Welcome back to Squad Trail Runnings, the Wild Goose Trail Festival, right here in beautiful Way Yonder State Forest on the border of New Jersey and New York. I am your host, Mr. Elmani S. Viney, and I'm calling it right now. Yes, I'm calling it. This is about to be the interview of the year. I don't care if it's UTMB. I don't care if it's Western States. I don't care. I love you, Free Trail. You know, Dylan, shout out to you. Love you. Mountain Post, I see you guys. Shout out to you. Sorry. I have the interview of the year. It is with the incomparable, the legendary, the amazing. I have no more words to describe because she's just so amazing. The great Miss Penny Williams.
You're so kind.
How you doing?
I'm good.
You doing good?
I'm feeling good.
You feeling good?
Yeah, you made me feel good.
Thank you, but you're great. you are absolutely great. So I want to talk about, we'll get into the race, but I want to talk about your backstory here. By the way, Penny did the 100-miler. Okay, we're going to talk about this. All you youngins, you whippersnappers, and especially my friends at home that's watching this, you know who you are. I don't want to hear nothing about you can't trail run. I don't want to hear nothing about that you can't do this. Penny, you're 26 years old.
Add a few to that.
Add a few to
I'm
that.
actually very proud to be 74.
You're 74 years old.
Yes. Young.
How many you've been running? So I read some of your backstory. You've been running for 50 years.
52.
52 years. Mm-hmm. Wow. How many marathons? Let's start with the road side and then let's move to trail. How many marathons have you done over this?
I have run 18 marathons, but I'm very proud that I ran the 3 U.S. majors in my 60s.
Wow.
I did New York, Boston, and Chicago.
So in your 60s?
In my 60s.
So,
and wow. I'm doing ultras in my 70s.
So let's just jump right there. So you go from road to ultras. What made you decide to switch so abruptly?
My husband told me once that I had so much more energy after a marathon. So then I found that there was a 50K coming up, and it was April Fool's Day. And I said, hey, George, there's a 50K in Pocomo, which is near where we live. And I said, but it's in February. Who would run a race in February? So I signed up. That's what we do. We sign up.
Right.
So my husband got a postcard from the race director.
Okay.
2 weeks later, and he looked at that and he goes, did we talk about this? And I said, yeah, we did. That's when it started. And I started training right away, and I ran that 50K, and it changed my life.
Really? So let's start with not the race, but the training, because you had to go from training on road to trail, right?
Yes, and that proved to be a little difficult. I would run on the side of the road. We live out in the country.
Okay.
And I'd run in the grass part.
Okay.
And then someone said that they had a farm and they had a lot of property.
Okay.
So I would go over to her house and run around her horse pen. And then I discovered we had a trail in about 35 minutes away from my house, and it's called Tuckahoe State Park.
Yeah, I know. I'm familiar with Tuckahoe.
Yeah, and I go there 2 to 3 days a week, and I train.
Wow. How many hours do you usually put in over the week?
It builds. So what I do is I write myself a schedule.
Okay.
And I start out with my average run is like 2 to 3 hours.
Okay.
And then the next week I do 4 to 5 hours, and then I do 6 to 7, and then I do 8 hours, and then I back up to do 2 to 3, and that's how I stay healthy and not be injured, overuse injuries. And I take 2 days off a week.
Okay.
I don't take completely off.
Mm-hmm.
I work out. I do strength exercises, and I do yoga.
Right.
And stretching.
Wow. So you do all of that.
Yeah.
So I want to continue with this because I'm pretty sure you're very astute and you're very aware you're seeing all the innovations in trail running, right? And do you what do you think about everybody now that's like, oh, I gotta have high carb this and we gotta train like that? And I'm looking at training plans where even I'm like a little intimidated by it. Do you think it's too much, or you think no, we're on the right track to continue?
A lot of them are scientifically proven,
Yeah.
and I do follow that because when I first started running marathons, the big thing was you deplete your body of carbohydrates,
Right.
and then you carbo load it. That's really poor. It's havoc on your body.
Okay.
It's not healthy.
Right.
So the thought now is you eat a healthy diet,
Right.
and then you take the carbohydrates and energy bars, and
Right.
they have a lot of products out there.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot.
And and then I realized that you eat while you run, and that's what I've taught myself. And I do it every 30 minutes. I take some fuel,
Okay.
and you train your gut. You have to train your gut because I used to run marathons, and I would carbo load,
Right.
and then I'd run, and the aid stations would have water, Gatorade, and orange slice, and that's not carbohydrate. So we would bonk. We would run 20 miles,
Right.
and then the last 6, it was like a death march.
Right.
And then all of a sudden we got a lot smarter, and because of science, more people were into running, and I think it's a good thing.
That's great.
It's good.
That's great. That's great. So, how many 100-mile races have you done?
I just recently started doing 100 milers. What I did is I wanted to look at listen to podcasts.
Right.
I found out there was podcast world, and so I looked on there, and there was a podcast called 10 Junk Miles.
Okay.
Do I have the 10 Junk Mile hat? No, I don't.
You got
I
the
don't.
B&A Trail.
Yeah. I had the 10 Junk Mile hat.
Okay.
There's a podcast called 10 Junk Miles.
10 junk miles.
And I thought, 10 miles is not junk. I mean, 10 miles is a long way.
Right.
And now it's like, that's my normal run.
Right.
It's 10 miles.
Yeah.
And the thought process changes. And that's what's exciting about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started listening to podcasts, and they made me realize I could do it. Because they're normal people, they're not elites.
Right.
They go out and they're all shapes and sizes and ages, and I believed in it. I believed in it. So I went and ran one of the 10 Junk Miles Badger races.
Okay.
In 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And I finished it.
Wow.
And the feeling I got finishing that race, you can't put a price on it. It just felt like, oh my gosh, I can do this. I can do hard things.
Right.
And I like that.
So, I want to go further into this journey into 100 miles because you've done 3.
Well, today would have been third. But
No, today is 3rd. Today is 3rd. We talked about this.
Yeah, we did.
We talked about this.
I've run 2 Badger. 100
Okay.
miles.
So, what do your friends say?
Oh, I don't want to drive 100 miles. That's what they say. Oh my gosh, can you imagine driving? That's what I get from most people. But my good friends are very proud of me.
They are?
Yeah, they're very proud of me.
that-
And my husband, he's my biggest cheerleader.
So, this is your husband, George?
Yes, George.
And you and George have been married
54 years, July 4th. We got married July 4th in 1971.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's 3 years before I was even thought of by my mama and dad. And you and George were already hitching the road.
That's it.
Hitching
He
down the
asked me
road.
to marry him a week after we started dating. And I said yes right away. I went, yes.
So this is almost like a love at first sight.
Well, he's my sister. He was my sister's husband,
Okay.
ex-husband, was George's best friend all through high school.
Okay.
I mean, since elementary school.
Okay.
They're still best friends today.
So you've known each other for a while going back.
Yes, and we used to when they were like 13 or 14, 15, before they got their license, my mom would pick George and his girlfriend then,
Right.
and Steve and my sister, and I would sit in the front seat and giggle because I thought he was so cute. And he liked my legs. He would see me in the hallway because we went to the same high school.
Uh-huh.
And he thought, my gosh, that girl's got nice looking legs. Isn't that nice?
Oh my gosh. So what did it for you to say, yeah, I think this guy could be my guy?
I don't know, but it was so. We were at the beach, and he turned over and he goes, "You want to get married?" I went, "Yes."
Wait, are you serious? It happened that way?
Yeah.
So wait, hold on. Which beach was this?
Ocean City.
So this is Ocean City, Maryland. So you guys were dating about a week?
Well, he came home for a wedding,
Okay.
and one of his high school friends got married, and they had to have. He had to have a date.
Okay.
So he picked me because I was between boyfriends,
Okay.
and my sister said, "Penny, why don't you go out with George?
Right.
You know him." And I said, "Yeah." And he took me to oh my gosh, Hebron's Fireman's Carnival,
Okay.
and he got me on the Ferris wheel. And the guy thought it was so cute that these coupled together, and they had the very top, and he started shaking it. I should have said no then. But it was so cute. We'd never forget that.
Wow. And
I
then
mean-
so you were at the beach.
Yeah, we're sitting on the beach, and he said, "How about if you want to get married?"
So was he sitting by you? Was he standing up? Was he
No,
looking
we're
out
sitting side by side. I was holding hands.
Uh-huh. And he just turned looking and you said yes?
Yeah, I said, "Yeah."
Why? I'm curious.
I wish I knew. It was something inside of me,
Uh-huh.
and it worked. We got married a year later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it a lot of people at the wedding? Was it small?
We didn't even send invitations.
Really?
No, we wanted to get married. It was and it was a very small wedding. We just said, if you want to come, come. And I didn't have any attendance. I didn't go for this big wedding, and all that. I had a gown, had a dress that I wore in high school. It was a white dress, and I wore that. I bought a veil. It was so simple.
So how old were you?
I was 19.
So you was 19 and you said,
Well, I turned 20 6 weeks later.
okay, so you were technically 19,
Thank,
but really 20.
Thank you. Because George would say, yeah, she was 19. I said, I was almost 20.
I got you on the 20.
Yeah.
I got you.
And
It
he was
becomes
21.
Okay.
22. He's 2 years older.
Wow, okay. And so what did the family say?
when when I told my mom that I was going to get George would get me a diamond ring, she goes, "Oh no, tell him to get you a like a hope chest or something. That's a piece of furniture and that lasts forever." I know.
So wait, so it wasn't, wait, you guys just started dating. Oh my gosh, what do you mean married? It was make sure he gets you a hope diamond,
A hope chest.
a hope chest.
You know, those things that you put your,
Yeah.
because she knew, I don't know. But I said, I don't think so, Mom. We're going to get married. So, and he was in the Air Force.
Uh-huh.
And he was saving money to take his mother to Italy because
Uh-huh.
she's Italian.
Okay.
And so the money that he had saved, with her blessing, he bought me the diamond.
Wow.
And we walked downtown, and we went to the bank. We had the cash. We walked down to the jewelry store, and we picked out the diamond and wedding ring.
Wow.
I know. It's a story, isn't it?
It is an amazing
But you know
story.
what? And he's still my best friend.
Really?
We're I mean we're not perfect.
Right.
Nobody's perfect.
Perfect. No.
But he's still my buddy.
That's your buddy.
He's
That's
my
your, that's
buddy.
your crew guy.
He's my buddy.
What do you think? So I'm loving this, right? So 54 years you both have been married. You could almost say there's so many. I'm married 23 years, been with my wife for 27.
Do you know what true love is?
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is.
she drives me crazy.
Yeah, we do it. I drive him crazy. Are you kidding? I go to all these races, and he has to sit around for hours and hours.
So now does he? I'm going to come back to the question I want to ask you, but I want to ask: does he run as
Yes.
well? He does.
But we both have run. We started running in '71.
Okay.
We ran in high school. Both of us ran track in high school.
Okay.
And we're both athletic. We love sports. Both of us love sports. We watch all the games. We're meant for each other.
Mhm. Are you a University of Maryland?
Yes. Yes.
Terrapins? Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they're hard. It's hard to be a Maryland fan though.
well,
Back in
it's
the
one of the
Len
schools I
Bias
hope my
days.
daughter. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, we love Len Bias.
Oh yeah, I remember that
and
was
Lefty
oof.
Driesell. Yeah, and we go back, and it's neat because we both have the same history.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And
You both still live in
neither one of
Maryland.
us grew up in an athletic family. My parents never watched football or baseball, nothing.
Okay.
His parents never watched baseball or football, nothing. But we love it.
Wow.
We watch all the games.
Wow.
I
Wow.
know.
That is amazing. So okay, so that's gonna lead me still back to the question. I feel there are so many parallels between running an ultra marathon, the race itself. I guess you put in the training, but more the race itself and marriage. Do you see
Yeah,
parallels?
Yes. I've never thought of it that way.
What
You
is some
build
of the
on it. You build on it. You know, you start, you know,
Right.
basic. And as you get experience and longevity, you start building on it. And it means a lot to us, and we mean a lot to each other.
Right, and you get those peaks and valleys, those moments and everything of that.
Oh
nature.
yeah, I had a little valley today,
Yeah,
but
you
I
had-
have a lot of peaks,
Yeah.
so I'm good.
Yeah, you know what? And I could tell he's your steady hand because when we were sharing the moment, because of today, he was just steady.
Yeah,
He was just like there was no sweat in his brow. He was just,
yeah.
you know.
He was very, very thoughtful today.
Yeah.
He told me some personal things, and it was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice.
I'm going to talk about this race in a second, but I want to go to your other 100-milers. What you finishing that first one? You talked about the exhilarance and everything.
It's a feeling. It's so hard to explain. It's a feeling that you can't buy, and it feels like you can do anything.
Mhm.
You know, you set a high bar,
Uh-huh.
and if you climb it or grab a hold of it, you feel like, oh my gosh, I can do anything.
Right, right. What is it like when you're out on the course and you're running and of course, we all engage in conversations with folks. I think that's one of the fun parts of ultras is you get an opportunity to engage in like good conversations, and they find out you're running 100. What is that like?
They go, whoa, and I kind of like that when I tell them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do. I kind of like
Does
that.
does your pace all of a sudden start picking up a little bit? Wow.
I met somebody today. We were running together,
Right.
and we connected. And she came over and talked to me, and she was. That's the special about this race.
Yeah.
All races, trail runners are a different breed than
Yes.
road runners,
What do you, in your perspective? I'm interested.
because we know what it takes to be a trail runner, and it's hard work. And one thing about trail races is that there's no age group awards.
Mm-hmm.
And in road running, it's all age group. And it's not a big deal for me to get my age group when I'm the only one in the age group. Or maybe one other person. Because it's not special. But when I run a race and I finish it, that's my award.
Right.
That's my award.
That's your award when you finish
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Just finishing a race with it you've trained for.
Mhm.
And when you don't finish a race when you train for, you say, okay, I learned a lot from this, and I will put that next race.
Mhm.
And I have 3 more races. I have 1 in October, 2 in November, and 1 in December. And I've signed up for 1 in January, February, and March.
Wow.
So I always have something on the horizon because I love training.
Right. So
Yeah.
what are the races? Are they 100-milers? Are they 50K?
No,
50
I think a lot of people. Some people can do multiple hundreds. I think in order for me to stay healthy and
Right.
be able to run like I do, I have limited to 1 a year or every other year. That's what I've been doing, and I focus more on the 25, 50 Ks, 50 milers,
Mm-hmm.
and I like the time races. I signed up for. I ran a 6-hour endless summer race in Annapolis.
Right.
I love those. I just love them because you just run for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Then when you finish, you tally up your time. I've got an 8-hour coming up
Mm-hmm.
in March. Yeah, I love racing. I like the community. It's just special.
Is your husband running any of those races with you?
He does not race. He does not like to compete. He has run marathons.
Okay.
He just likes the joy of running,
Just like
and he loves supporting me. So.
got you.
Well, there's a 24-hour race that I usually do, and it was this weekend.
Okay.
And he was there the whole 24 hours. You run a 5K every hour on the hour.
Okay.
And they were amazed when George is always at the finish line when I came through.
Got you. Wow.
I mean, that's cool.
Absolutely cool. So let's talk about this race.
Mhm.
Okay. You did 75 miles.
I did.
Um,
But I signed up for 100.
You signed up for 100.
But I'm very proud of myself. I think I'm most proud is that I stayed up for 24 hours. I love my sleep. We both go to bed early because we get up early.
What was your strategy coming into the race? I'm curious. I've been asking people this. How did you want to approach it?
I've learned from. I think every race I run, I learn something. I'll learn something. I'll always learn something, and I learned. I learned that you have to be prepared. You have to train, and if I had trained really hard for this race, and I knew it wasn't from lack of training. You see people all the time say, "Oh, I haven't trained."
Right.
No, I train because
Right.
I want to get the best out of myself,
Correct.
and that's how you do it. You train.
So, what became the challenging part for you here?
It was the course. I'm a flatlander.
Okay.
And we don't have hills, rocks. We have a lot of roots.
Okay.
And so it changes the race strategy.
Okay.
I ran Badger in Wisconsin,
Okay.
Badger Trail Racing, and it was a rail to trail, and that was easy peasy. I mean, 100 miles is not easy peasy,
But I get what you're saying.
but it was. I knew that there's no obstacles in my way.
Okay.
And I signed up for this one because I thought, okay, actually, we went to Wisconsin twice, and after the Wisconsin race, the last one, he goes, "Can you find one on the East Coast?" So he researched, and we found this one, and it sounded very intriguing. I liked that it had a female race director. I like her philosophy.
Yeah, Kim's amazing.
She is. I like her philosophy. It really, and it meant something to me. And she kind of explained the course. She was kind of saying, okay, if you're from here, it's an easy course, but if you're from here, it's probably a hard course. And
Right.
and I didn't realize I was from there because it was a hard course. It was. That boardwalk, there's a boardwalk that was forever, and it was 2 boards, and I had to 1 foot, and I was like thinking, oh my gosh, if I slip, I don't know where I'm going to go.
How was it looking at the board when it got dark?
I didn't like that very much.
Okay.
But I got my poles, and I
Right.
used the poles to
Okay.
steady me. I used poles.
Did you put the poles on the board or on the sides?
If I found out that it didn't work on the board, so I put it on the side. Because if I did slip, the poles would help. And I used those with this race. Now, running poles are becoming more popular in the East Coast,
Right.
but West Coast everybody wears. And in Europe, it started in Europe. Everybody in Europe, not everybody, but they have mountain races.
Yes.
So then some of the West Coast, they started adapting it. And when I first started having a pole, I felt silly, But they're great. They give you stability,
Yep.
and you can use less energy because you're using your arms and your legs.
Yep. I agree. Yeah, I use poles here and
Do
there.
you? Okay.
Well, especially on high like when I'm doing a steep mountain.
Oh, yeah.
So sometimes I'll train up our way. Though I'm in Jersey, I'll train at Mount Beacon in Lower Hudson Valley, and that's a 1,200-foot climb, and the grade can be about 10 to 12
Ugh.
percent. So when you're like this, I'm like, yeah, I
You
need
do,
the
and
poles.
it helps. And downhill, it helps too.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and then you tuck them under your arm, or I have a waist thing that I can reduce my poles to a smaller size.
Right.
Apart, and I stick them back there. So the first 2 or 3 laps I did with one pole,
Okay.
and then but when it started when I realized the course and some of the obstacles, there was one part that was nothing but big boulders. I mean,
I think, was that the blue?
blue. Oh my gosh! And some of them rocked when you stood on them. And then these young guys and women would run by me and just pop on the and jump. I'm like, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. They're intimidating when they do that. Yeah.
Just moving along.
Oh, yeah. Just. Yeah. But if you fall,
Yeah, yeah.
I've been more cautious lately.
Okay.
I broke a couple bones in my arm, at the top of my humerus, running a trail race, because I knew that it was toward like a mile and a half to go.
Right.
And you know that old saying, you smell the horse smells the barn,
Yeah.
and they run to the barn. Well, that's what I said. I can smell that. I'm gonna run to the barn. And there was these little cheerleaders. They were cheering us on, and I got so excited, and I ran too fast, and I tripped over something and fell, and it threw me down and broke. But I finished the race.
You finished the race.
Yeah.
Oh, you're tough.
Oh, I finished. I wasn't about not finish that race. My legs worked.
You're tough. You're tough.
My
So,
legs worked.
what do you take, like I said, we talked earlier about it, doing 75 and not 100. But here's the question I do have for you. DNFs are huge in ultramarathons. I think I got to find out. I think one of my friends potentially DNF. But when you're running into other people that DNF, what's words of encouragement? What's the lesson?
We say it's better than DNS. Did not start. That's what we say.
It's better than Did y'all hear that? It's better than DNS. Did not start. Did you
DNF
hear
is
that?
not is not a. Everyone has a DNF, and when you have them, you just say, okay, I'm one of many, but it's better to not have tried.
Right.
You got to try.
And
There's another one is DLF. I can't. It's finishing last. They use some colorful words. Yeah.
What's the life experience that should be taken away, regardless of whether you did 100 or 75? What's the life experience in terms of just being out here in this world?
I love being out in nature. I feel peace. It's a Zen quality. I like just looking around the trees and the trails, but I've learned, because I've tripped sometimes, that I have to focus.
Right.
I read in one of my books that you look 10 feet in front of you, because your mind will react to an object. So I use that philosophy. And then if I want to look around, I stop.
Okay.
And look around.
Wonderful. And is there a dream race that you really would like to do?
It's hard for me to say it because I'm older now.
Okay.
But some of the big, like the Western States and Hard Rock and Leadville and Cocodona, I would love to do Cocodona. Lake Tahoe has a 200 mile. I would love to see what I'm really made of, but I know I've passed that window.
Why do you think you passed that window?
Because when I was younger, I ran. It's not world record, but my marathon times were like 3:20, 3:30.
Wow.
And then they start getting over 4 hours, and I don't know.
You know how many 30-year-old men would love to say that their marathon time was 4 hours?
And I didn't realize how everyone says they'd like to be under 4 hours, and I did it under 4 hours. But then I started not finishing under 4 hours, and I got disillusioned.
Okay.
And then I stopped running marathons because I thought, if I can't do it and I don't do that in trail running.
Right.
To me, it's not about the time. That's the number one. Almost every trail runner will say, no one asks you your pace or your time. They ask you. You say, did you finish?
Yep.
That's all. And if you didn't finish,
Did you start?
at least I started. Yeah.
This is. This is, I always say, ultra and trail, there's so many metaphors to life. And because we continue doing it, it's an endless race.
But if you don't try something, how do you know you can't do it or can do it?
Amen.
How you got, and I think that's what I've learned, is that I've got these visions now, and I think, I want to try it. And
Right.
I'm so glad I did. I'm glad I tried this.
Right. So please tell me you're going to put your name in for the Western States Lottery now.
No.
No.
No, because now you have asked me if I was in trail running 30 years ago, I would have.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I
I
think you
mean,
could do it.
yeah, it's a very tough race, and altitude,
Yeah.
and to be successful, you have to go out there and be out there for at least 2 weeks, and it's a lot of commitment.
Yeah.
And I do watch, and I do follow Western States, all the big majors, and UTMB. I watch that. I just love watching. I watch it. We'll start watching it one morning, and it's like 24 hours, and then as soon as I wake up next morning, I've got my iPad
Yeah.
looking at the. I love watching them. I love watching the aid stations.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Aren't the European aid stations, like, number one, I think Kim runs an amazing aid station. I think that the crew that they do, and it's funny you said Europeans. I was when I was at the Quebec Mega Trail in July, I went up and volunteered because I couldn't run. That was the one I was supposed to run. I was hurt, so I volunteered. Outside of Kim's, that's like the most amazing aid station that I've ever seen, because a lot of aid stations, they just give you M&Ms and pickles.
I have to tell you, I have to top it. Badger race.
Really?
It's the aid station at 70 miles.
Uh-huh.
About a mile before you get to the aid station, they had a whiteboard and they had the menu.
Wow.
And they say, and you call this cell phone number and tell them what you want, and they'll have it ready for you when you get there. Now that is cool.
That is cool.
That is cool.
Wow. So I could be like filet mignon with a lobster.
Well, yeah, it's more burgers, veggie burger, hot dogs,
Hot dogs.
quesadillas. Yeah, yeah.
So let me ask you this: as we wrap up this like phenomenal interview that I knew was going to go the way I thought it was going to go in interviewing you, what's next for today?
Today?
Today.
You know what we're going to do? George has probably got a surprise waiting for me, I'm sure. But we're going to go back to the motel
Okay.
and then probably wash all these nasty, dirty clothes and sort it out, and probably watch sports.
Watch sports.
And then we're going to drive to Massachusetts tomorrow. We always end up if I have an ultra and we're in another town, somebody we've never visited, we'll go around. So we're going to go to Massachusetts, Lenox, Massachusetts, and go all the. He likes to shop. I married someone that loves to
Oh,
shop.
you going to Lenox?
Yes.
Oh, I think you're close to the Berkshires.
Yes. Well, that's what it is. Berkshires.
So up
Yeah,
there. If
that's
you're gonna
what it
go,
is.
Okay, so if you're gonna go up there, check out this place called Kripalu.
Apollo.
Aren't you? Because you're listening to yoga, right?
Uh-huh.
So
My friend Judy told me about that.
yes. So where
Yes.
you're going, I know exactly where you're going because my wife and I went to Kripalu.
Kripalu.
But there's also the yoga. There's also the Lenox. I know exactly where you're going. Just see if it's along the route. If it is, you can actually stop by.
My friend Judy, she's been studying. She's studied under Indian. I mean, she's gone to China and a lot of places, India, to practice. And she gives me books on yoga. And then I love yoga.
Oh, then you gotta try to make it a stop. If
I
you
will.
can.
And we want to go to Stockbridge too.
Yeah. Enjoy yourself. Well deserved.
Yes.
You are a legend. I tip my hat to you, ladies and gentlemen. I present to you the legendary Penny
Yeah,
Williams. And,
legend in her own
pretty,
time.
yes, and I'm pretty sure we'll see you in another Sock Squad race that Kim throws. We'll be able to get you back up here.
You know what,
I will personally invite you.
thank you. I liked last night. I mean, the night before. Not last night was fine. They had a nice little. She had a webinar, and then she had a movie on her FKT. I love that.
So,
I love that.
so here's the thing, personal invite from me. Most of the Sock Squad races, interestingly enough, is in South Mountain Reservation in New Jersey, right? I live 2 minutes away from there. So what we're going to do is we're going to exchange information.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get you to come to one, and then my wife and I are going to cook or take you and your husband. That's a personal invitation from me.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you.
Okay. And also, I want you to hang with my mom because you two would be best buddies. Oh, y'all too.
You know what? I got interviewed by a guy that was doing the Masters runner.
Yeah.
And he had interviewed some guy at 75 that goes to a race every weekend, and he's a lawyer, and he flies all over the country to go to these races. And I was a second interviewee, and I thought, so he got on there, and he goes, and started talking. All of a sudden, he goes, "Were you at Pemberton?" And I said, "Yes." He goes, "I was running. You were running behind me, and I heard you talking." Because I talk. I'm a talker. And he goes, I thought, "Oh my gosh, I got to know that person." And he interviewed me for his podcast, Michael Warren. I thought that was cute.
Absolutely beautiful. Well, Penny, my dear,
You
it
know
is,
what?
oh gosh,
Thank
such
you.
a pleasure.
Thank you for your words of wisdom.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
You helped me.
I appreciate you.
You did.
Okay.
I appreciate
Thank
you.
you for the spirit that you brought to this. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't get a chance to watch any interview from any part of the live stream, please watch this one. Edit me out, mute me, and just listen to Penny. I mean, just so many amazing words of wisdom. At this stage, what we're going to do is we're going to take a break. We got a few more interviews coming up on this last day of the Wild Goose Trail Festival, hosted by Sock Squad in the beautiful Wayanda State Forest on the border of New Jersey and New York. Once again, I am your host, Elmani Esvini, but more importantly, we're here with the legendary Penny Williams. And with that, we'll be back in a few. Enjoy. See you soon. Peace.